Right now we are at New York City, guys. We are pretty excited, but actually we're not traveling in New York City. It's just gonna be our temporary transit stop. We're gonna take the cruise line over here to Florida. Our cruise ship will leave at 3 p.m. So yeah, I'm pretty happy right now. Thanks God I'm here in the United States. If I were in Shanghai, everything is actually getting locked down, you know. My family members, my friends, they are staying inside. They can't leave Shanghai back in China. But here I am, I can traveling for free. So we can complain, right? Let's get on board and show you guys around, shall we? Right now it's 1 p.m. After so much travel, we did our COVID check, wait for our report, and then go through the line. And also because we're a student here, so it took us more procedures to just do the paperwork. Alright guys, after several hours of doing all the process, we have finally reached to our room. Our room number is 13170, so let me quickly open that and show you guys around, okay? Alright, let me just scan my card. Get into our room. So that's pretty much the setup. So on the right hand side you have a bathroom. You get your own toilet, shower place, and get some towels. Pretty standard stuff. I'm gonna say the bathroom is pretty roomy. And then here the room, I think it's a little bit smaller than the Royal Caribbean we took a couple years ago when we traveling to Japan. And the place is a little bit outdated, I would say. You see the TV screen is a little bit smaller, and we have a tiny balcony. We are on the 13th deck. Let me just open that. I'm gonna say it's pretty good, but the weather isn't too great today, so you can't see much. Let me just quickly close that. Alright guys, I think that's pretty much it for our room tour. So I think they already start serving food, so we're gonna go to the upper deck. Thank you so much, appreciate it.
Spoon and some chili.
Okay. Right now we are on the 15th deck at one of the biggest buffet restaurant here on boat. We got a variety choice of food. Western, Asian, all kind of stuff. Basically, I'm pretty happy with the trip so far. My family members and my friends back in Shanghai started getting locked down, and some of my friends, they actually have been in quarantine for more than 14 days now. But here in the United States, it's pretty free. I'm not gonna say the COVID case is completely over, but at least for now, life didn't get so much impact, right? Alright guys, we just finished eating. Right now we are back to our stateroom. As you can see, the ship is finally moving. Right behind me is the New York City. Our trip is officially started. I'm so excited today. Alright guys, we have been sailing for a couple of hours. We passed the Statue of Liberty. I took a bunch of photos, and also I went downstairs, meet with the concierge, and we made several reservations for the next couple of days. We're gonna go to the Space Kennedy Centers, which is one of my favorite places, and also gonna go somewhere else, do something fun. I will show you guys. And now it's the dinner time again, so I made a reservation for one of the table service restaurants. That one should be pretty decent. So my wife is actually already over there. She's waiting for me, so I'm just gonna join her. And for this trip, I feel like we're just gonna take our time. It's gonna be a fun, relaxing time for us. Just finished our entree. Actually, the steak is much better than I expected. It's very tender, it's not dry at all. Usually you don't get that kind of quality when you eat for free, right? So anyways, I think they will have desserts afterwards. I ordered some salted caramel tart, so I'm gonna enjoy the rest of my day, and maybe see you guys tomorrow, right? Hey, good morning guys. It's the second day, just woke up, morning time. The weather is much better. We got very big sun, clear sky, and the temperature is rising because we are heading south. So pretty nice day, pretty chill. For today, we don't have too much planned because it's gonna be cruising all the time, but they do have several shows and entertainment events. So I need to make the reservation downstairs. So probably gonna do it now. We plan to skip breakfast because I feel like we eat too much yesterday. So if you never taken a cruise ship, they got a lot of stuff here. You don't have to eat all the time. Just whenever you feel comfortable, you can go to a restaurant and eat, right? So yeah, right now I'm just gonna go downstairs, get some stuff down, and take my time. Alright guys, just finish our lunch and get back to our stateroom. So I think the lunch is pretty decent. So far we have tried a couple meals and the food quality are much better than the cruise ship I took several years ago in China. So remember I took the cruise ship with Royal Caribbean from China to Japan. At that time the food wasn't very good, although the ship was pretty nice actually. I think one of the reasons why the food quality isn't that decent at that time was because in China a lot of people, especially the older generation, they still have the mentality that if all the food are free, they're gonna take as much as they want, right? I remember at that time when I was on the cruise ship, a lot of people, they would just grab as much as they want, put them all on their plate, but at the end of the day they couldn't finish the food, so a lot of stuff goes to waste. And also I saw some people that even eat too much and they start throwing up. But here people are kind of like getting used to this kind of buffet style kind of trips, so I don't see a lot of people, they would put a lot of stuff on their plate, right? So if people don't waste their food, then the companies can provide some decent stuff. So there's still a long way to go for China. Anyways, right now we're just gonna get upstairs. I think they have several events. I assume it's sports events, but I don't think the weather is quite favorable right now. It's still a little bit windy, a little bit chilly, so we're gonna get upstairs and see how it goes. And yeah, that's pretty much it for our second day.
You probably sorry, not happy.
Hey, what's up? Just wake up. It's the morning time. It's the third day and the weather is even better. We are very close to Florida, so it's very warm. You can see a lot of people are on the top of the deck, enjoy their sunshine, their warm weather. They're getting to the pool, going through some activities. And I'm also here. I don't have much to do, but in the afternoon time we're gonna go to the Space Center. I think it's gonna be one of the most famous ones, the Kennedy Space Center. I'm very excited, so we'll see a lot of stuff. And yeah, it's gonna be our third day, so just gonna enjoy. And while at the same time, my family and my friends back in China, Shanghai, they are all going through a quarantine, and I wish I could be there and I can say I told you so, you know. So remember a couple weeks ago other cities were going through quarantines and a lot of stuff happened, a lot of chaos, you know. A lot of people, they cannot get their suppliers, food, waters, etc, etc, and actually several people end up dying because they cannot go to hospitals for treatment, right? I told them they should be aware of that. They were like, no, that will never happen to Shanghai because it's one of the biggest cities in China. But guess what? Similar things happen for the past several days. It's chaotic. A lot of people couldn't get their supplier as well, and some people end up dying. For instance, there's a nurse working for a hospital and she got asthma attack and she couldn't even get the treatment in her own hospitals. And then the treatment got delayed and she ended up dying. Yeah, very sad story, and happened to Shanghai as well. So once again, I wish I could be there and I can tell them I told you guys so, but whatever, nobody gonna listen. It's just gonna keep going. I'm not sure how the quarantine gonna look like and how long it will last, but the zero COVID policy, it's gonna be tough this time, I think. So anyways, stop talking about that. Enjoy my cruise line. right now we are at the theater, so we're about to get off the boat. After that, we're just gonna go to the Kennedy Space Center. So everybody here are just waiting for the last call, then we can get off the boat. Back on the ship, I think this trip overall speaking is a little bit short. We got there at around 2 p.m. The theme park closed at 5 and they got a bunch of stuff we can do. So unfortunately we only tried a couple of things. We tried the space launch experience. We have seen the Atlantis space shuttle, and we also watched a IMAX movie. I think overall speaking the experience is good, but I didn't get a chance to take the bus shuttle to see the Saturn V, which was a replica, I believe, for the original Saturn V, which sent humans onto the moon, right? But overall speaking, the experience is okay. The total price per person is $125, which is kind of expensive, just considering we only have 3 hours over there, right? So tomorrow we're gonna go to another island, which is actually owned by this ship company. So we're just gonna spend the next day over there. Yo, what's up? Just get off the boat. Right now we are on a private island owned by the Norwegian cruise line companies. So today's gonna be another slow day. Oh, it's a little bit windy. I hope it's not gonna messing up my sun again. Anyways, yeah, we are on their private beach. Just gonna lay down, chill over here. I think they will provide lunch here. I'm not sure. But yeah, they also have some water activities. Maybe I can do a little bit of snorkeling, a little bit swimming, while at the same time I just had a call with my family in Shanghai. They are going through full lockdown, probably gonna last for 4 or 5 days, which is pretty sad, but it is inevitable, right? China is China, so what can you do? And they do wish the lockdown can be over and their life can get back to normal, and hopefully in China they can also adapt to coexist with the virus. But I think it's gonna be very tough. At least this year I don't think it will have a dramatic change, because our top leader has already said we need to implement that dynamic zero COVID policy. So I don't think it can get changed anytime soon. So that's also one of the drawbacks for living in a non-democratic country. Whenever leaders say what they want to do, they have to implement that, and there's no way I think they can change in a very short period of time. And yeah, that's why I am here, right? So anyways, cheers, see you guys soon. Yo, what's up? It's day 5 of our cruise trip. Right now we are at Nassau, Bahamas. I assume it's an island country. The port is actually pretty big. It's still under construction, but I have seen a couple of cruise ships over here. We have cruise ship from Norwegian, from Carnival, from the Royal Caribbean. Today we didn't make any reservation for any activity, so we're just gonna wander around. I think this place is quite close to the downtown, so we're just gonna walk there and have some fun, and then come back to the ship. Alright guys, so we didn't do our homework, so we have no idea where we are and what we are supposed to do. So right now we are just wandering around, and once we get bored we're probably just gonna go back to the ship. Okay? Decided to go back because there isn't too much stuff that excites us. Some local vendors selling some cheap crabs and some fake jewelry, so we don't want any of these. So I figure we should just go back to our ship. You know, we have a balcony, we have the aircon, right? So why stay here? Alright guys, it's day 7 of our cruise trip, so our journey is about to come to an end. Tomorrow morning we're gonna dock at New York port, and then we're gonna go back. Okay, so for the past 2 days we didn't do anything special. Mostly we're just sailing on the Atlantic Ocean. So this trip is exactly what we are looking for. We want a carefree, relaxing kind of trip, and that's what we got. So I'm pretty glad. Before I end this video, I would like to reiterate that I'm so glad that I made the decision to relocate to the United States, guys. I can enjoy the freedom, enjoy the sunshine. Basically, I can do whatever I want. Like I mentioned before, back in China, including everybody I know, like my family members, my colleagues, my friends, they are all going through lockdown right now, and they're getting sick of it because they don't see the end. They're gonna lock down for about 7 days first, and then after that, depending on the situation, maybe the government can gradually make the life back to normal. But I don't think that's gonna be effective in the long run, because this Omicron variant, they're very transmitted, right? Maybe you can solve it this time by locking down the city, but in the long run, what if the Omicron variant come back? What if there's 1 or 2 cases back into the city, right? What will happen? Are we gonna go through that lockdown all over again? I don't know what will happen to the economy, but I know Shanghai is the biggest financial hub in China. It may take a huge loss in terms of economy-wise, right? So yeah, for people back in China, I mean, if you support this kind of full control government style, that's exactly what you get. So you should be happy about that, right? But for people who disagree with this kind of strategy, I mean, unfortunately, there's nothing you can do. And once the top leadership set the tone that they're gonna implement this, zero COVID strategy, it is what it is. The ship is just too big to change the course. And yeah, I don't see they're gonna change this kind of strategy in a short period of time. So, but you do have the option, just like me, you can try to relocate yourself. Maybe that's the best strategy you can choose for yourself, right? I mean, the world is out there. There's so many countries you can choose. You don't have to limit your potentials. So I know most of the Western countries, they are actually getting back to normal, gradually picking up. So if you have the will, if you have the financial capability, then definitely, if you don't want to stay in China, you can choose to maybe decide to relocate, right? So anyways, I think that's pretty much it for this video. And like I mentioned, I'm glad I made it out here, and just gonna enjoy the last sunshine I'm gonna get. So if you like the video, hit the like button and subscribe. Catch you on the next one. Peace.
Snowflakes falling down. It's like Christmas time without you.